Hi guys! So welcome back to our channel, and for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing my actual SOP, the one that I submitted to the immigration officer when I intended to study here in Canada. I'm more than willing to share kung ano ba yung detailed na SOP ko talaga, like the real file that I submitted to them. So let's start. So the first paragraph is about a simple introduction, like my intention of going to Canada. So I write that I am my name and then my age, and then I was born on my birthday and a law-abiding citizen of the Philippines, and I am sincerely writing this letter to officially request for the approval of my study permit as I was accepted into Bow Valley College to study a one-year program for Business Administration Certificate, which will start on January 2022 and will end on. So, yeah, the first paragraph should be like short but exact and with like complete details of your intention of going to Canada. So, you don't want to like put lots of information on the first paragraph. Like, highlight lang muna kung ano ba yung intention natin of going to Canada. And then, let's go to the next paragraph. The next paragraph is about my educational background. So, the course that I finished in the Philippines, kung anong date ng completion ko, and then, kung ano yung school ko, and then, kung bakit ba yun yung program na natapos ko. So, since nga my program of choice here in Canada is different from yung secondary degree na nakuha ko sa Philippines. So, I need to justify kung bakit ba ako mag-change ng program. So, the next one is my employment background. Yung previous job ko, and then ano yung previous company ko, and the location where I used to work with, and for how long I worked with them. So, I need to attach my certificate of employment from my previous company to prove that I worked with them. So, I also mentioned my line of work, kung ano yung roles and main duties and roles ko with my previous job. So, since I am changing, as I have mentioned many times, that I need to convince them why I am leaving the engineering field and I will transition to business administration. So, I did mention na doon sa aking current career, I have seen the ups and downs in my current job, which made me realize that I cannot consider this as my lifetime career. So, sorry po sa aking previous employer, which has been very good to me, but I need to mention this kasi I need to prove to the immigration officer that I need to transition to business side. So, I did mention constant demand, everyday pressure, tough target deliveries were put on my shoulder, which results in my lengthier work hours most of the time, but no overtime pay. Sorry. It made me exhausted. Also, I have realized that working in big companies like this gave me little opportunity to grow professionally since many are aspiring and in queue to be promoted to their current positions. So I never imagined that I would have to wait for almost 5 years to be regularized directly at the company, which is true. Kasi I need to wait 5 years bago ako ma-direct sa Globe Telecom. So I work for a few years under agency, which is okay naman, good paying naman, pero kailangan ko lang talagang i-prove na maglilipat na ako ng career ko. So I feel that engineering is underrated during that time, and it's very hard to climb up the ladder even though I am performing well. So yeah, after those reasons, so I did mention that the next paragraph that that's when I decided to take the risk and leap of faith to start my journey where my heart truly desires. And then next paragraph is about my research, why I wanted to get my international studies in Canada. So I need to prove to them that this is the ideal place to pursue my higher education. So I did mention yung ranking ng other countries when it comes to business administration, and then yung study program nila, yung duration ng program nila, and then on how they teach, like yung teaching style nila, kung less time ba pero more loads, which is very condensed and mahirap for students like me. And then yung safety and security, I also did mention in additional yung one of the schools, which is the University of Melbourne in Australia, like for comparison purposes, like how much the estimated tuition fee would cost comparing to Canada, given the same program like business administration certificate and yung living expenses nila, which I also researched online. And in general, I need to summarize everything that Canada is the safest country with low crime rate, higher quality of education with relatively reasonable cost to live and to study, and it also offers English taught programs which will be Filipino friendly kasi yun lang naman yung isa sa mga language na mas ma-adapt natin as Filipino. And yung vibrant, peaceful, and naturally laid back environment ng Canada, which is a perfect place for me. And I also did mention that Canada is very welcoming to like diverse cultures and different people coming from different countries. So my next paragraph is mentioning to them na sa Pilipinas, in-option ko din naman na mag-aral ng Business Administration sa De La Salle University College of Business, and they offer the program with a total of 36 academic units, and this is their tuition fee, which is affordable, but ito yung drawback niya, which is will take generally 2 years if I will take it full time, but I am working that time, so I cannot take the course full time. So it will take me like 4 years, and hindi siya mag-work for me kasi I wanted to shift my career as soon as possible. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanila. That's why I needed to take the program nung mas mabilis ako matatapos. And then, given the factors and everything, I did mention to them na eto na, sa Vaughan Valley na ako mag-aaral, and they have short duration courses that will which I prefer, which help me gain the basics and foundation of business administration program. So, I'm looking forward. Sinabi ko rin yung mga courses na gusto kong matutunan, like principles of accounting, financial planning, business principles of deducting, thinking, and budget preparations, and etc., which will be relevant for me when I pursue my postgrad work. The next one is my plan after my studies. So, my target company is to work with SM Group of Companies, which is one of the biggest mall operators in Southeast Asia, which is true. And given my credential, I mentioned to them na kailangan kasi medyo specific yung job prospect mo, like yung plan mo after your studies, to really convince them. So I did mention to them that I will apply as an operations supervisor at SM City Dasmariñas, which is the nearest SM from our home. So sinabi ko din na hindi doon mag-stop yun. And after 2 years, gaining my experience and training myself on the ground, I will plan to transfer of one of the SM branches, which is the SM Mall of Asia located in Pasay. And I will apply as a manager, and then pataas ng pataas ng pataas. So, I did mention to them that para mas mapatibay ko pa yung plan after studies, nag-mention ako ng aking business plan that we have plans of putting up our family business to support yung, parang hindi lang ako magtatrabaho after that. Meron din akong prospect of putting up our business para ma-apply ko yung pinag-aralan ko. And this one is the proof of funds kasi alam natin mahal mag-aral dito sa Canada. So, I did mention to them na nasettle na namin yung reservation fee, and we attached the receipt, and we also attach yung aming mga proof of funds and supporting documents, which are the bank account namin sa BPI. Ako yung sa asawa ko, and we also mentioned we have additional support financially, which yung Canadian citizen na tita ng asawa ko, and we give the details, yung name, yung current work niya, and then yung address nila where doon kami muna makikitira. Yung application namin nga is magkasabay kami ng asawa ko. I also did mention on my SOP that my husband is very supportive of whatever decision I make in my life. So he is very much willing to support my studies in abroad and to come with me to Canada. So, minention ko doon yung importance of having my husband at my side kapag nag-move ako sa Canada, and yung mga drawbacks na pwedeng mangyari kapag magkahiwalay kami na nag-aaral ako sa Canada and then naiwanan siya sa Pilipinas. So, we need to prove to them para mas ma-convince natin sila na sabay ma-approve yung visa namin. And then after that, social and family ties, which is our families, our grandparents who are senior citizens, and then we have a dog, we have a motorcycle, and then yung mandatory contributions and benefits namin with the Philippine government. And then yung letter employment ko from the SM group of companies, and then yung various religious organizations namin within the Philippines, Couples for Christ, being a lector, and then yung mga solid financial relationship namin with major financial institutions and health insurances with the Philippines. So it's very important that meron kayong proof ng lahat ng mga ito. Kung pwede kayong mag-add ng pictures, ng other documents, go for it. Isama nyo siya doon sa supporting documents nyo when you apply for your SOP. Kasi very important siya na makita nila kompleto. And to the last paragraph is yung immigration history for different provinces. And as a tourist, we respect the locals, we value their culture, we abide their municipalities' existing rules and regulations. So we assure the Canadian government that we will comply with every law that they impose, and we are obligated to return to our home country after our program of studies. The last one is the closing statement. Ilatag ko na sa kanila lahat ang gusto kong sabihin. Short, concise, direct, and unique kasi all of us naman, iba-iba naman yung stories natin, iba-iba naman yung background natin. You just have to be real. You just have to be genuine with your SOP. And hindi mo kasi siya pwedeng kopyahin, hindi mo kasi siya pwedeng ibase sa iba. So, I am sharing you my SOP as a guide, not for you like to copy-paste it. Maganda siya na maging guide mo siya. Pero kapag kasi nag-copy-paste ka, no to plagiarism dito sa Canada. So, baka etong SOP na to, which is very critical, maybe it's one of the reason na it's either ma-approve yung visa mo or maging grounds mo siya for refusal. So, let's be very careful and vigilant when writing this SOP kung gusto talaga nating ma-approve yung ating application. So, after nung closing statement ko, nagdagdag lang ako ng contact details ko if ever that they have additional queries or clarification with my files and documents na pinresent ko sa kanila. So that's it. That's how my actual SOP went, and I am so happy and I'm so proud of myself na within 3 months na nagawa ko siya. Like, hindi lang talaga siya isang upuan. Ma-exhaust ka, hindi mo alam kung tama ba yung ilalagay mo, or tama na ba to, or mare-red flag ka ba dito. Maraming pwedeng mangyari, and hindi naman kasi guaranteed yung approval. So you just have to be true to yourself. And syempre, during the process, kailangan mo lang siyang talagang ipagdasal if it's really for you. And exertan mo talaga siya ng effort. And hindi pwede yung bara-bara na, sige, okay na yan, diba? That's it. That's my SOP. And I hope you learned something from it and from this video. So, I'm very much willing to share yung SOP ko. Just message me on my Facebook or Instagram or YouTube channel. Just comment, and I'm very much willing. I can share it with you guys. So, yeah, that's it for tonight. And hope you enjoy watching, and stay tuned for our next videos. Bye-bye, guys.